So if we all close down our eyes, take your awareness to your breath and breathing love, sending love with every out breath to the oneness in everything, and breathing the love back in that comes back from the oneness in everything. And remember that oneness is in you too. So you send the love to divine inside and everywhere, and receive love from divine inside and everywhere. And as you engage with that loop of love breath, feel through your feet to Mother Earth, Nangi Natya, Papatuanuku, Pachamama, Gaia, Turtle Island, all of her names. And just really connecting with her and the country you're on right now. Thank you. Anjani Devi, thank you.
Thanks, Parvati. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we live, work and play, where we are here as the Awabakal people. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I extend that to all First Nations people across this land, all here who are present, and to all that will come later and watch this recording. I extend this welcome to everyone who's here, irrespective of your culture or country of birth, and to your elders past, present and emerging. I take this opportunity to recognise my people and give thanks for them, the Gomeroi, Dunghutti and the Anawam people. Thank you.
Thank you. And so just connecting through love with the original custodians of the country you're on right now. And we ask those custodians to open portals to our own ancestors from the last golden age. Our ancestors and wisdom keepers from long before the downhill run of consciousness for humanity, part of the cycle, 26,000 year cycle that we go through. That's it, where our whole solar system engages with what is called the precession of the equinoxes. And we find ourselves just past our solar system, pointing to just past the darkest part. And so there's a whole lot of undoing and breaking down and reconstructing of consciousness structures for humanity that we are all experiencing right now and have been experiencing over the past 30 years or so, 40 years, 50 years. I can't even remember when the 60s and 70s were. So breathing the love, connecting with the land, connecting with our own ancestors, and then the oneness in everything, creator or creatrix of everything. And we call on that one that has brought forth all things and resides between all things. We call on all of the amazing teachers, luminaries, avatars, gurus, rishis, priestesses, shaman, all of the wisdom keepers, our teachers present, past and future, who shine the light of unconditional love on our pathways. We call on the various flavors of the one that will help us shift what weighs us down and open to and amplify that which lifts us up. We ask that those flavors of destruction, such as Shiva and Kali, Eris, And the flavors of strengthening and transforming, like Durga, Keridwen, whatever your flavor of spirituality, calling those flavors of divine that you most connect with. That's the way. And we call on our own souls, the brightest, strongest, eternal part of ourselves. We call the I am within us. And our personal teams of guides, teachers, and friends in the spiritual hierarchy who love us unconditionally. We call on the mothers of the kingdoms of nature, all of the elements and directions, on sun and moon, planets and constellations. We call on the great leaders from throughout our history, the ones who led peaceful change. We call on Mahatma Gandhi, we call on Martin Luther King. We call on the voices for peaceful change, who truly lead from an illumined heart. And we ask that you abide with us through these times and support us with your strength. Show us the way to be peaceful, to be in unity, and to bring about change that uplifts humanity and connects it with its own soul. We give thanks today for all healing, transformation, liberation, light, love, and power, and all wisdom, guidance, and protection. We give thanks for the veils of illusion that are peeled away today and the revelation of more of our true selves, our soul presence blazing through our incarnated journeys. May our thoughts, words, and actions all be pointing to unity. And may we play our part in the unfolding plan for peace on earth. Through divine grace, so be it. Add your aho or your yes or your I agree to the invocation, and that's you giving your specific permission for those energies to engage with us today. So, connecting with a violet fire that pours down from above. It's blazing electric white with neon purple flashing through it. And it pours down a column of light that you have, each of us has, called the Antakarana. And it flows into the top of the head and begins to saturate every cell and around every cell. You can let it saturate your mind. You can let it saturate your emotional body. That's it. And really let it into where you felt isolated, or if you're feeling like you're a bit of a freak because you're different to everyone else or the mass population. If you're feeling diminished or not respected, if you're feeling scared or sad or angry, let the fire saturate into it all. Honoring every feeling and knowing you don't have to hold on to them. And please repeat after me. I command all negative thoughts, vibrations and energy, and all pockets of trapped emotion to leave my body, mind, and energy field now. Through divine grace, so be it. Take a deep breath in from above and breathe out through everywhere. And, oh, God, I almost feel nauseous. So as we're invoking, It's that voice, isn't it? The voice of colonization, the voice of progress, the voice of, you just be quiet now because I know what is good for you and I will tell you what is good for you and you'll do what I tell you what is good for you. That's the flavor through all of these things throughout our history, no matter how far back, no matter how recent. The flavor of whatever is ruling, whatever is the ruling consciousness at the time, believes it has far greater wisdom than every other consciousness that's happening on the planet at the time. And the gross mistake we've fallen into is, number one, believing that humans have dominion over our planet. Number two, that men have dominion over it all. And that arises from a patriarchal consciousness, not even a male. It's not a man-woman thing. It's a masculine consciousness of going outwards from the center, of using logic, of valuing logic and action and hard work and effort above intuition, magnetism, unity, and being with. It has given rise to the belief that divine resides outside us, not inside us as well. That the earth and nature is something outside us, not a part of us. I think you get my drift. So what if you take your awareness to the back of the brain and the back of the neck and say, I now choose to disconnect from all mass consciousness that would seek to colonize and usurp my own wisdom about what this heart says to do and be. Take a deep breath in from above and breathing out through the back of the neck. That's it. And seeing us all in a large circle as that happens. And an image of our beautiful Mother Earth descends from above to sit in the center of our circle. Beautiful. And so just repeating after me, we ask that every release we do today be multiplied through the power of group work and offered to the mass consciousness of the human astral field. In full faith, so be it. Take a lovely deep breath in and expanding through everywhere. Good. And then we'll use our metaphor that we've been using of seeing storms around the earth, storms of various consciousness, cloud cover, that kind of metaphor. And the grayness or the blackness or the threat of the storm is the divisiveness, the us and them, the separation, the I will tell you what's good for you, that kind of energy and consciousness. Okay. So we're going to do that last release we did again. And we're going to see that it floods the human astral field. So just say, I now choose to disconnect from all mass consciousness that seeks to usurp individual and group wisdom in favor of its own constructs and its own agendas. Take a deep breath in from above. And as you breathe out of the back of the neck and really unplug, say, and I release from it through all of my lifetimes. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in and release out again out of the back of the neck. Unplugging. Good. Another breath of fire in from above. This time breathing out from the back of the neck right down the spine, and at each energy center, almost like a press stud is being unclipped, or like a snap lock thing, really unclipping it all the way down the spine at each energy center. So at the back of the neck, the back of the heart, back of the solar plexus, and the lower spine. And say, I choose to dissolve and release any program or belief that I don't know what's best for me. I dissolve and release that now. Breathing in from above and breathe light in between the eyebrows to the center of the brain and then out through everywhere. And if you could say, and I choose to remove the shields that cover my heart and limit my intuitive receptivity. Take a nice deep breath in and breathe out through the center of the chest. There's layers and layers of stuff wants to come off here. And the truth of the heart is we never stop expanding it. So no matter how big we've made our hearts, there'll always be more for us to stretch into, which is joyful excitement for me. Okay, so say I choose to dissolve and release. Ooh, disarm and destroy all of the structures that blind me in any of my senses to the wisdom that arises from my heart. Take a nice deep breath in and breathing out through everywhere. And that to me almost looks like a mummy shroud coming off, like the bandages. So we're going to say, I choose to dissolve and release all mechanisms and devices that suffocate the true expression of this awakened spiritual self. During my incarnation. That's it. I remove the bandages now. Take a deep breath in and breathing out in all directions like you're pushing those bandages off. Let's all bring our awareness to the beautiful planet, our planet sitting at the center of our circle. Good. And breathing the fire, the violet fire, in from above and breathing out through the Ajna chakra, the chakra between the eyebrows, with the intention of dissolving the darkness in the clouds around the earth and in fact dissolving some of the clouds. So breathing in from above And the violet fire out between the eyebrows and just directing it wherever you wish to direct it, into the clouds. Beautiful. Beautiful. And the more we do this, the more freer I feel we become. So what if we say, I choose to dissolve and release any thought or thought form that an idea, a belief, a rule of law, or iron bars can truly imprison me. I dissolve that delusion now and say, this spirit cannot be imprisoned. The expression of this self cannot be imprisoned. And I choose to blaze my light with peaceful compassion wherever possible. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in from above, and as you breathe out left and right, just see the last of the mummy shroud falling off, and see lightning, a lightening, not lightning and thunder, but a lightening through the clouds. And last time I mentioned the principle of Devaki, the mother of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita and other stories, who was imprisoned by her own brother who wanted to stop her having Krishna. Long story, ends up she has Krishna in the prison. What never happens to her, though, is a loss of faith and a loss of divine connection. And to me, she is the principle of the power of freedom on the inside. So just be open to that concept, the power of freedom on the inside, the feminine power or principle of freedom on the inside. That is so true and so real that even if we were locked up side by side in little cages, we would still be free. Opening to that principle and just being receptive. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Govinda Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Just breathing right through you. Another term that could be used is Sahaja Samadhi, which means total bliss all the time. So you would be in bliss and in full connection with creatrix and whole self all the time, doing the dishes, walking down the street, locked in a prison, free as a bird, hiking a mountain, working in a coal mine. No matter what, you would be in your full connection, Sahaja Samadhi. True freedom in all situations, because we're connected in with the isness. So what if you say, I choose to dissolve and release that any power on this planet can truly imprison me. Thank you. Take a deep breath in and breathe out through everywhere. Good. I want you to let light pour in and get to your biggest and brightest. So bright. Let so much light pour in and fill you and your aura that our light begins to blob into the person on either side of us in our circle. Good. Really connecting. Take a breath in and send love to everyone else in this group today and who will listen in the recording later. You are part of this, even if you listen to it later, because where we're doing our work is not in a specific time or a specific space. So connecting with everyone, blobbing our energy and sending love from the heart to the hearts of every person here. Beautiful. And as you breathe in all of the love that comes to you from every person here. May we be one heart. May we be one heart. May we be one heart. Good. Bring your awareness to between your eyebrows. Choice, freedom, sovereignty to follow the wisdom in the heart. I can assure you that if every individual was able to follow the true wisdom in their heart, we would all still be looking after the collective, and vice versa. Following the sovereign truth in the heart does not make us selfish. It makes us care and open to the collective, as well as take care of us. Our true wisdom is going to tell us the right things to do. So really let the light pour into your heart and just start breathing it through the whole of you as you expand more and more and more. Good. And then into the center between the eyebrows. Take a breath in from above and breathing brilliant light out between the eyebrows to everyone else in our group. And may we be united through the mind with regards to unity for all. Beautiful. And so seeing there's a connection through the heart center and the ajna center between the eyebrows with us all. And then as I look at the crown chakras of the group, so much beautiful different flavors of spirituality here that it looks like multicolored lights and feathers out of the crown of every person. So really feel into your own spirituality and your own flavor of spirituality and the joy that that gives you. That's it. And we're all united in that. Good. And now taking our awareness to the blue planet in the center of our circle. And if you were to step back and look from a distance, it would look like the planet is surrounded in space by beacons of light and color and love and joy and compassion and inclusion, because it is. It is surrounded by those beacons. So if you could raise your hands and face them toward the beautiful blue planet at the center of our circle, and thinking of our vulnerable communities, not only the communities of First Peoples here in Australia, in the United States, the North and the South, in Europe, in Africa, across the Asian continents, all over the world, the Inuit, in the Amazon, everywhere. So thinking of those vulnerable people, and then others too. Those in our prison systems are vulnerable people. Our elderly can be vulnerable people. Our children can be vulnerable people. Grown adults, some are vulnerable people. So let's be aware of the vulnerable people on our planet right now. And breathing fire in from above down to the level of the heart, the violet flame, and then send 70 to 80% of it out of your hands and direct it into the field around the planet. And may all agendered and controlling consciousness and actions made by any individual or organisation that would suffocate somehow our vulnerable, that would put them in more jeopardy, which would seek to control, which would take away the voices of, may that consciousness and may those beliefs be dissolved within the human astral field. Take a breath in from above, breathing out through the hands, flooding it into the field around our planet Earth. That's it. Here we go. Nice work, everybody. Keep your hands facing there. We're going to keep doing this work. If you could repeat after me. We choose to dissolve and release all structures of control and positional power which enslave any part of humanity or any part of creation to the will of the ruling consciousness. That's it. Take a deep breath in and send the fire out of your hands and just dissolving away all those clouds. And it, like, there's so many metaphorical or symbolic things that I'm perceiving as we do this work, like chains falling off the planet. So let's say it again. So we choose to dissolve and release all structures in the human astral field that allow those with positional power to control, diminish or enslave those without positional power. May the history of that be dissolved throughout all time and space. And take a lovely deep breath in. Send the fire together into the astral field all around the planet. That's it. And I know we do some of this work every time we meet, but that's because it's firmly rooted in the astral field. So we have to keep pulling weeds in a garden. So what if we could all say, I ask that this fire saturate the human astral field and dissolve the seeds of consciousness that we have dominion over. Anyone or anything. That's it. May those seeds be destroyed now. And take a deep breath in from above. And really send the fire and really use your intention that it go directly into all seeds of consciousness, distorted consciousness that says we have dominion over the planet, dominion over nature, dominion over women, dominion over Black or people of colour, dominion over First Peoples, dominion over children, dominion over LGBTQI, everyone. All the dominion over, may those seeds be destroyed, 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 destroyed. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Ma Kali. Thinking of the flavour of divine that you connect with that destroys what is no longer necessary to make way for something of a higher vibration and more resonant with love. So call that flavour of divine to you now, or call it up in you. And really seeing the seeds. Intention, if your intention is clear here, what we do is going to be really powerful. Again, breathing in from above. Breathe out through your hands, sending the fire into the seeds of dominion over. May all of the seeds of dominion over be destroyed. The seeds which cause illness to our planet, illness to the people, illness to animals and plants. I'm going to chant another chant for a moment. I'm going to ask you to keep sending the fire, and it might get white, the fire, white hot fire. Keep sending it into the seeds and anything that grows from the seeds. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Uvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Rityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Namah Shivaya. Breathing in. And as you send the fire into the seeds, seeing them dissolve away. And we ask that all of the structures that have arisen from the seeds of dominion over begin to crumble. And may the work of all good people on the planet, the work of love, of community, of unity, of service, the work of devotion, all of the good thoughts, words, and actions from all over the planet, may they flood in and fill the space where the structures of power over are destroyed. May love and unity, cohesion, collaboration, and the realization of the family of creation pervade all humanity. Just breathing in and sending that into and around the planet. And taking your awareness to an area on the planet that has significance for you with regards to vulnerable people and power over. And take your awareness there. And remember, you take the power of the entire group with you, as well as everyone we invoked. And just directing violet fire into that place of significance for you, or meaning for you, or place of service for you. And just sending the fire through that land, that country, those people, or the communities. Beautiful. Keep sending the fire in wherever you perceive disempowerment, wherever you perceive the victim, persecutor, rescuer energy, wherever you perceive the power over energy, the colonizing energy. Come on, we know what's best for you. All of that, wherever you perceive that in your area of significance, just dissolving it with the violet flame, pouring out of your hands. And as you do that, we ask that the flow of the energy called Eris, the goddess of strife. She's the goddess of strife because she was never invited to the table. And interestingly, she's a planet in our solar system, named by astronomers, not astrologers, and only discovered in this last 10 to 15 years. She's the planet that represents for us an interpersonal requirement of each of us to remember that all groups have a seat at the table. All groups have a seat at the divine table. So all humans are represented, all animals are represented, all plants are represented, all minerals are represented. Hills, rivers, valleys are represented at the divine table. Trees, flowers, grasses, sand is represented at the divine table. All parts of creation are invited to the table of the divine. It's not all parts of creation and not the unvaccinated. It's not all parts of creation except Black people. It's not all parts of creation except the earth. It's not all parts of creation except trees. It's all parts of creation because they come from creatrix. Have a seat at the table. Strife arises when part of creation is not invited to the table. And we have, as humans, been seeking to have a table that only allows certain members of creation at it. So if we could all say, I now choose to dissolve and release any version of the program that divisiveness and exclusion are proper and right components of our existence on earth. I dissolve and release that now. Breathing in, it's going to pour down and into the sacral area where we create. And breathing out in all directions from there, out through the lower abdomen, the basin of your torso. Really surrendering what's known and unknown to you, what's conscious and unconscious. Good. Beautiful. Letting that go. And then just holding the awareness in your heart and beginning to let light pour through you and add your love and sending that to the planet. And what if you just keep repeating over and over in your heart, everyone gets a seat at the table. Everyone has a seat at the table or at the fire or at the meeting, whatever is your metaphor. Everybody gets a place. Everything is heard. Every component valued. That's the way. And see those people joining us, those representatives, which aren't just people. But I see the ones that we've cast out, the elderly, the First Peoples, those who are imprisoned, whoever you are aware of. Animals, plants are not considered a part of. See representatives coming back, walking back in now. Every part of creation valued and valuable. Beautiful. And being receptive. Connecting with the vast array of beings that we invoked at the beginning and witnessing the returning of those who have been locked out. Right up to the here and now, right up to the here and now, those who are being locked out here and now, seeing all doors opening and everyone allowed to join. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Just breathing that energy. And the opening, I guess, to the understanding that as humans, we can be asleep to pretty much anything. Until something comes along that we cannot pretend does not affect us. In the past, when we've marginalized or rejected groups or excluded parts of creation, it's been relatively, well, not relatively easy, but we seem to find it relatively easy to pretend that that does not affect us, or we can close our eyes. And so, of course, as the great creators we are, we have created a situation and yet another circumstance, but one that affects every person on our planet, an illness or a disease, and the way we deal with that. This is a way to bring our attention to the countless times that we have stopped someone else in creation joining the table. So what if you say, may all of my thoughts, words, and actions, and everything in between those, be embracing of the whole of creation as my family. That's it, breathing in. And as you breathe out, let the concept of that flood through your body. The whole of creation is your family. The whole of creation is your family. The whole of creation is your family. The tree outside your window is your family. A leaf on that tree is your family. The earth it's rooted into is your family. The bird that lives in the tree is your family. The minerals it soaks up from the earth are your family. We're all family. And our only way home is to live that truth. So just connecting in with that again. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change, alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now. And what a time to be alive. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. And just breathing in from above and sending love in and around our beautiful planet, into and around our beautiful planet, and everything that is a part of it and everything that is around it. The sun is your family. Venus is your family. The planet of strife, Eris, is your family. Mine too. I've known she's my family for a while now, though. Just breathe the energy. And breathe the love and the joyfulness that if we let this be our whole family, it comes with the rich variety of challenges and blessings that all families come with. And if you're someone who doesn't feel connection with family per se, then stretch your heart out to tribe, to like-spirited, like-minded parts of creation. That's it. Beautiful. And may each and every one of us hold the wisdom in our hearts, or give rise to wisdom from our hearts that already exists in First Peoples culture. And that is this entire isness that everything is family. Breathing in and sending the love to and around our planet and everyone on it. Beautiful. And we ask that the light pour in. We ask that the light pour in. We ask that the light pour into wherever there is darkness and illuminate for us. We ask that all components of this piece of our history that we call COVID times, may all parts become illumined. May all narratives be known. And may we give birth to sovereign wisdom of the heart. In full faith, so be it. And just breathing in and expanding, expanding, expanding. So I hope you're all right with this, because I feel everyone here is pro-choice, which to me means you are not pro-mandates and the forcing of medical intervention. I'm going to take that as a given. I'm not taking your vaccination status as a given, because I think I know we are, this group exists of both, those who are and those who aren't. But I believe you're all here because you believe in choice. And so we ask that the limiting structures of mandate and lockdowns and closures be dissolved and released, be dissolved and released, be dissolved and released, be dissolved and released. And may wisdom pour into this and all parts of this situation, wisdom such as natural immunity and the wisdom of all that is happening right now. May that be illumined for us. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to any of you working with vulnerable people right now, may you and they be blessed. May you be wrapped in such a way by the divine and by creation as to be able to continue your work regardless of your status. May you be able to continue to work. Beautiful. Breathe it in if you're one of those people. If you're not one of those people, then send it to those people. That's it. Breathe out through everywhere. And then if we could all put our hands in the prayer mudra and we pray to the oneness, that those who are feeling the full force of the coercive tactics, those whose jobs have been lost, particularly those who were heroes to us all last year, working in situations unvaccinated. And this year they've become the demons. We ask for prayers for all of those incredible frontline workers, but every worker who seeks to fulfill their purpose and contribute, and who cannot, because the wisdom in their heart causes them to walk a particular path. Prayers for you, beloveds, prayers for you. Prayers for you. May all of the people be able to do their jobs, fulfill their dharma and their karma. May each and every one of us be able to do that, unhindered. Through divine grace, so be it. Take a deep breath in, hold, and expand through everywhere. Beautiful. Let your roots be in the earth. And just take a moment for your own silent prayer. Mine's going to be loud because I've spoken the whole way through it. My prayer is that we all hold true to love and to unity and to upliftment as the age turns. Let your heart fill with gratitude as we give thanks to each other and to the teachers who guide us in how to be better humans. May we continue on that trajectory. May we embody Sahaja Samadhi, 24/7, deep soul connection, regardless of the action we're involved in. May each of us blaze with the principle of Devaki, the power of freedom on the inside. And may each of us hold our Dharma, whatever it is we're supposed to do on the planet, with love and gratitude, compassion and strength. Through divine grace, so be it. Beautiful. And we thank the teachers, the gurus, the rishis, the sages, the divine, the planet, all those elders and helpers, the original custodians and first peoples. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Hanumani, for organising and continuing this. Thank you, Anjani Devi, for the welcome to country and the acknowledgement. And thank you to each and every one of you for keeping on loving and pulling toward love no matter what. We ask for blessings on all light workers all over the world. We ask for blessings on all light workers all over the world, those who work for unity, whose Dharma is love and compassion, service and devotion. Blessings, 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 blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just gently breathing your way back into your body. Let the beautiful planet Earth lift up as you do, the one that was at the center of our circle, and let it float up into the high realms of manifesting power. Just breathe your way back into your body. You can wriggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes. Whew. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. It's so good to see you. Bye, everyone. Bye.